everyone, and welcome to another video at my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making this cute little summer card featuring products from the Simon Says Stamp July 2017 card kit called Summer Hello. The products I'll be using from the card kit are the stamp set See You Soon and the designer papers from Echo Park's Summer Dreams collection, as well as some moonshine confetti. So I started by taking a piece of the designer paper that had all these fun popsicles and ice creams and stuff on them, and I decided I wanted to make a shaker card out of it, and I wanted a popsicle shape to be my window. So I went to Design Space and I searched popsicle and found this one and just altered the size a little bit and cut it out with my Cricut. And so now I'm taking some Dries foam strips that were also in the July kit, and these are great for going around shapes like this and making shaker cards, because you can just bend it around the shape and it works perfectly. And it bends easiest if you take off both liners from the strip, and then it will bend real easily. And so then to just fill in the area, I just use my 3M, Scotch 3M foam tape, my big roll, and then I just filled in the rest of the card with it. And then once I did that, I removed all the liners from all the other foam strips, and I cut another piece of acetate, and I'm just going to back it. I find this easier than trying to line up the paper upside down, because I just never been very successful with that. I always get it on there crooked, or not exactly center. So if I do it this way, then I can just flip it over and line up the front real easily. So once I get the acetate on there, I just take my Scotch ATG gun and I just cover around the shaker card opening really good with some more adhesive from my ATG. And once I get this all covered, I'm just going to flip it over and put it on the front of my card base. And now it shakes around. Okay, for the inside of the card, and this is a 5x5 card, I'm sorry. For the inside of the card, I'm using one of the sentiments from the stamp set, and I'm stamping it in Island Blue from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just going to take the cutout piece from the front and use my Zig 2-way glue pen and just put a little adhesive around and stick that next to my sentiment on the inside of my card. And I'm going to take my Spectrum Noir clear sparkle overlay pen and just go over the whole thing just to give it a little shimmer and sparkle. Add a little something to the inside of the card. Alright, and now once we got that done, now for a sentiment on the outside of the card, and again I'm using another stamp from that same stamp set, and this one is Time to Relax, and I'm just stamping it in Versamark ink, and I used my powder bag before, and I'm using some Ranger Superfine Detail white embossing powder to emboss that. And so now I'm just going to take my Zig pen and stick this to the front of the card. Once it's stuck, I'm going to flip it over and trim off the excess. While I'm waiting for that to stick, I'm getting out my Ranger enamel accents that I'm also going to use on the front of the card. Okay, so that's good and stuck. So now I just flip it over and trim off the excess. And I decided I wanted to give it a little fishtail end. So I'm just going to cut in the center and then cut up from the corners just to give it a little extra dimension shape. And now before I do my enamel accents, I'm going to take my card front and glue it to my card base. and I cut it so there's just a little bit of white showing around. And now I'm going to take my enamel accents and just add some enamel dots. And I always have a scratch piece of paper where I can squirt a little out just to get rid of any air bubbles, so I don't have an air bubble spray on my card. Alright, so once you get done with your enamel accents, you do need to let it set aside and dry. And here's a final look at the card where I did add some stitching detail on that sentiment and the inside of the card. Thank you everybody for watching, and please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it.